All right. Today we're going to be talking about the Wright brothers, and the Wright brothers are going to be very similar to what we were talking about with Henry Ford and how they revolutionized travel. Instead of driving around on the ground, which we had done for our entire existence, think about it. We have only been flying for a little over a century, 100 years. And human history goes back 6,000 years. So for 6,000 years, you look at some of the Renaissance scientists, they tried their darndest to get people to fly. And it wasn't until the Wright brothers got together and did their thing that flight started really taking place. We had hot air balloons. Um, that was about it, and that was a huge achievement back in the late 1700s, early 1800s. So again, flight is still, even with the hot air balloons, it's still very new. And so the Wright brothers are credited with the ones that really got flight going, and they have a very interesting story. Um, they were given a toy by their father, a helicopter type thing, a little flying machine toy, and they loved it so much they broke it. Typical boys, right? And they loved it so much that they built their own, and they were just fascinated with flight and trying to make things fly. And so they had a bicycle company, and they rode bikes all the time. They were very athletic. I believe, let's see, Wilbur was very athletic, but he messed up his teeth in a hockey accident. And Orville loved gadgets, tinkering with things, and he was the daredevil. And their father made them a promise that they would never fly together. If something happened, it was only going to happen to one of them. And they only flew together once in their entire lives. And that was part of the deal. If they were going to do this with their father's permission, they had to fly separately. They could not be in the same plane together. He was just too worried, and I understand that. So in 1899, they started with their experiments, and you could see they had to go through a whole bunch of things. They built a wind tunnel, they did a glider test, which people were already doing, and then finally in 1903, they got their first flight, and it was just 12 seconds long. That's the only thing that was going on where they were up in the air for 12 seconds on December 17th, 1903, and that changed the course of history. The Army started getting interested in making planes. Everybody in the world started making planes, so much so that just a couple of years later, after this first Army plane was built, that we will see airplanes fighting in the skies. And they are much more advanced than what we're looking at here. And so this is a game changer because now, back then, we our roads still weren't that good. They had to pave the roads for the cars. They're just getting started, but an airplane could fly over mountains and forests and not have to take long routes. They can go straight to their destination. And so flight has completely revolutionized how we travel, how we ship things. You get something from Amazon, chances are at some point those products were in the air. And especially if you wanted to get it really fast, they're going to have to send it by plane. A ship just takes a lot of time to get there. So the Wright brothers, they are instrumental in the development of not only America, but also the world.